students. I am Dr. Smita Sharma, Associate Professor in Physics, Government Dugar College, Bikaner. In this lecture, we will discuss differential amplifier in advanced program. This is in continuation to the lecture of operational amplifier. First of all, the topic covered in the previous lecture was working of differential amplifier using different mode of application of input. Now, in this lecture, we will discuss the circuit configuration of differential amplifier. Now, there are four differential amplifier configuration. These are dual input balanced output differential amplifier, dual input unbalanced output differential amplifier, single input balanced output differential amplifier, and single input unbalanced output differential amplifier. Now these names are given according to the input provided to the differential amplifier and the manner in which output is obtained from the differential amplifier. First of all, we will see dual input balanced output differential amplifier. Now dual input balanced output differential amplifier is represented as shown in the figure. If in a differential amplifier two input signals are used, then configuration is said to be dual input. Here V1 and V2 at the two ends V1 and V2 two input signals are provided as depicted by arrows. On the other hand, if the output voltage is measured between two collectors, it is referred to as balanced output because both the collectors are at the same DC potential with respect to ground. In the same manner, the other three configuration of the differential amplifier can also be discussed. If only one input signal is used, the configuration is said to be single input configuration. And if the output is measured at one of the collectors with respect to ground, the configuration is called an unbalanced output. So in this way, the rest three configuration are as shown in the three figures below. In the first figure, it is clearly seen that input is provided at both the two ends and output is obtained from only one of the collectors. In the second, input is provided at only one end and the other end is grounded, but output is obtained through both the collectors. In the third case, it is observed that input is provided at one end, the second end is grounded, and output is obtained from only one of the collectors. So these three are named as below: dual input unbalanced output, single input balanced output, and single input unbalanced output differential amplifier. Now we will discuss the DC analysis of a dual input balanced output differential amplifier. So we first quickly go through the figure of the differential amplifier once again. In the circuit shown, the two input signals VIN1 and VIN2 are applied to the bases B1 and B2 of the transistors Q1 and Q2. The output voltage is measured between the two collectors C1 and C2, which are at the same DC potential. Now we know we want to carry out DC analysis. First of all, we must know why we are carrying out DC analysis. It is carried to obtain the operating point for a differential amplifier. We know for an amplifier to properly amplify the signal, it is very necessary to obtain the operating point. So the DC analysis, by carrying out DC analysis, we can obtain the required operating point. For such an analysis, we need a DC equivalent circuit. Now, how DC equivalent circuit can be obtained? Such a circuit can be obtained by reducing the input voltage VIN1 and VIN2 to 0 as shown in figure 2. If we compare both the figures, in first figure it is observed that VIN1 and VIN2 are applied at the two bases, while in second figure they both are reduced to 0 or they are replaced by input resistor. The internal resistance of the input signals are denoted by RIN because RIN1 and is kept equal to RIN2. So in this way we find both the two sections of the differential amplifier are completely similar to each other. Since both emitter bias sections of the difference amplifier are symmetrical in all respects, therefore the operating point for only one section is needed to be determined. If we calculate the operating point for a one section, it can equally be used for second section. The same values of ICQ and VCEQ can be used for second transistor Q2. Now for the analysis, we again draw the DC equivalent circuit of dual input balanced output differential amplifier. Now, applying Kirchhoff's voltage law to the base emitter loop of the transistor Q1, we can write the following equation. VEE is equals to RIN IB plus VBE plus RE 2E IE as shown by the arrows in the figure. Now, by theory we know beta DC current gain is defined as IC upon IB. Now, IC is taken approximately equal to IE. Here we should remember beta DC is the current gain, IC is the collector current, IE is the emitter current and IB is the base current. So beta DC is generally IC upon IB. Now approximately IC is equal to IE, so we can replace IC with IE. Hence we can obtain IB equal to IE upon beta DC. Putting this value on in equation 1 and simplifying it, we can calculate IE as shown in equation 2. Now here VBE is the base emitter voltage of the transistor. If the transistor is of silicon, then its value is 0.6 volts, and if it is a germanium transistor, then its value is approximately 0.2 volts. Generally, RIN upon beta DC is very small than 2RE. So this term can be neglected. So equation 2 reduces to equation 3. Now in equation 3 we calculate IE, which is approximately equal to IC. So thus we have obtained the first operating point. In the equation 3 it is observed that if for a given VEE, IE depends entirely upon RE. Because transistor is not changing, VBE will not change. So from equation 3 we see that value of RE sets up the emitter current in the transistor Q1 and Q2 for a given value of VEE. In other words, by selecting a proper value of RE, we can obtain the desired value of emitter current for a known value of VEE. Also, it is observed that IE is entirely independent of RC. Now we will calculate VCEQ. For this we will take a loop which includes collector and emitter. Again drawing the same DC equivalent circuit. the emitter current in Q1 and Q2 are independent of collector resistance RC. So, the voltage at the emitter of Q1 is approximately equal to minus VBE if the voltage drop across RC is negligible. By knowing the values of IC, the voltage at the collector VC is given by the following equation. VC is equals to VCC minus IC RC. This equation has been discussed before. Also, VCE, what is VCE? VCE is the voltage of collector to emitter voltage, and it is equal to VC minus VE. But VC is as defined above and VE is also defined above. So, putting both the values, we obtain equation 4th. Now, ultimately we have obtained VCE, which is second operating point for the dual input balanced output differential amplifier. So, for both transistors, VCEQ and ICQ can be determined from the two equations 3rd and 4th. Here, VCEQ is equal to VCE and ICQ is equal to IE. So, this is DC analysis for the above described differential amplifier, and this DC analysis is applicable for all types of differential amplifier. In the next coming slides, we will discuss the AC analysis of the differential amplifier and find out what parameters we can calculate by doing AC analysis. Thank you.